Welcome to the BevCam Sports Network production of today Beverly High School's Panthers baseball game here at Brother Roberts Field on the campus of Beverly High School. Today's non-conference matchup pits the visiting Arlington Spy Ponders against the hometown Panthers. My name is Al Visnick. I'll be bringing you all of today's action as we hope for a continuation of the Panthers' last outing. Last we brought you here in quite a hectic weather day. The Panthers were able to snap their six-game losing streak with a big conference win against the Masconomet Regional Chieftains, 3-0. Graham Gavin going the first 6 innings in that game, and joined by Connor Conley to close things out in the 7th inning. And Connor Conley will be today's starting pitcher on the bump for the Panthers today. While coaches are getting ground rules with today's umpiring crew, I'm going to give you today's starting lineups. For the visiting Spy Ponders, leading off pitching, Ryan DiGregorio. He will be followed by the center fielder, Miles Brown. Batting in the 3-hole is the first baseman, Ryan Martin, followed by Cam Desmond, the shortstop, who will be batting cleanup. The catcher and batting 5th is Luke Bodie, followed by the right fielder, Ryan Marshall, the third baseman, Satoda Levine, the left fielder, Dennis Keneally, and the second baseman, Kevin O'Connor. The visiting Spy Ponders come into today's game just a game under 500, having won their having lost their first 5 games and then winning their next 5 games to go even 5-5, and they come in today now at 6-7 after a weekend makeup loss against the Billerica Indians. They are coached by first-year man Kyle Hood. And Arlington plays their baseball these days out of the Middlesex League. Used to be in the Greater Boston League back in the old days when yours truly played at Malden High School. But the landscape's changed with a lot of leagues over the years. So Arlington has been in Middlesex League for quite a few years now. But it is good to see them again. They'll be wearing the gray and maroon. For the hometown Panthers, today's lineup has Danny Pierce returning after his brother's wedding to the lineup. He's moved over to third base. Micah McManus will be the DH. Charlie Salerno will be in left field. McGrath is in right. Casey McGrath in right field. Mike Giello in center. Devin Koloski at second base. Cal McKay batting 7th at first. Johnny Reyes is your shortstop. And behind the dish is Jonah Bellew. He will be batting 9th. On the mound, as I said earlier, number 15, the junior right-hander, Connor Conley. Connor last year was masterful throughout the season in relief. Again, he, as I said, in conjunction with Graham Gavin in the last outing, combined for a no-hitter against Masco. And he has the ball today for the start. Nice day for baseball today. We've been having some kind of crazy weather. Last game we had sun, and then we had rain, and then we had wind. Went through 2 rain delays, getting a little bit dark there at time, brightened up a bit. But today, even though a little bit cloudy, much warmer out here, much more baseball-like weather than we've been experiencing. So Connor Conley has taken his final warm-up tosses. Connor also doubling as the Beverly High School starting goalkeeper on the soccer team. All right, stepping into the box, first batter of the game. Today's starting pitcher for the Spy Ponders, Ryan DiGregorio. And we're off. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, just fouled off. Connor Conley quickly getting up in the count. That ball's hit out towards center field. Mikey Giello camps under that and easily puts it away. Good start for the Panthers. That brings up the center fielder for Arlington, Miles Brown, the righty. Fastball up high. Beverly looking to go 5-8 and put together a win streak here. There's a swing and a miss on another fastball in the outer half of the dish. A big win for the boys to come back and beat the first place Masconama team, so hopefully they're going to be able to build on that here today. I think that one got a piece of the home plate umpire, bounced down and up, and he's giving himself a couple of seconds there with Dustin off home plate. Conley looks in, fires. There's a high fastball that's popped up. Pearson Reyes going back, and Pierce calmly with backpedaling it takes it. So quickly, 2 down in the top of the first. And that brings up the number 3 hitter, number 19, the first baseman, Ryan Martin. Ryan is one of 3 Ryans on the Spy Ponders. Fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Ground ball to short. Reyes gobbles it up. Over to McKay. And an 8-pitch inning, 1-2-3. Panthers able to ride some quality pitching there, Connor, in the first inning. And they will look to see if they can get on the board in the bottom. Got a lot going on here at the complex today. We have lacrosse as usual, track going by. You might have noticed some of the middle school track athletes running by the backstop, hopefully not obstructing your view at home. It looks like that the scoreboard is not on at the moment, so you're probably getting a look at a empty scoreboard for those of you viewing at home. So try to keep you updated with that, and maybe one of the guys on the bench will be able to put that on at some point. So 1-2-3 inning for Connor Conley in the top of the first. As I said, 8 pitches. And now we're watching the warm-up tosses for Ryan DeGregorio. Don't have a lot of information about the visiting Spy Ponders other than the records and their streaky type of performance so far this year. So gonna get our first look at a Middlesex League team, I think. I don't think the Panthers have played anyone from the Middlesex League yet this year. But Beverly looking to go with the weather and heat up a little bit and put together a quality win streak here and try to make a run in getting into the tournament. Arlington is ranked number 32 in the latest power rankings, which would be the final automatic qualifying spot. Panthers down quite a ways, and I think they need to count on a 500 record to get in. Be one of the 2 ways to get into the postseason play is either finishing in the top 32 as ranked by the MIAA power rankings, or having a 500 record. Okay, I think this pitch will be going down to second base as Danny Pierce gets ready to step in as the leadoff batter for the Panthers. Danny at third base today. Coach John Cahill hustling down there to coach third base. Pitching coach Millay over at first. Pierce takes a ball down low. Ryan looking in there, standing very upright. There's a strike on the outer half. Pierce looks at that one low. Gets on top. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sun starting to peek its way back out here. Ryan looks in, winds, fires. Danny takes a hack out to right field, and that will be caught by the right fielder for Arlington, Ryan Marshall, one of the Ryans. And Beverly has 1 out in the bottom of the first. That'll bring Micah McManus to the plate. Micah played out in the outfield. I think he was in center last game. DHing today. Micah also has quite a few innings under his belt as one of the primary pitchers for the Panthers. That ball smoked into center field. Line drive, base hit. McManus is the first base runner of the day. Got a pitch he could handle in a good count and just drove it right up the middle. Very nice, smooth swing. As you know, if you follow along, the Panthers like to run the bases and keep the pressure on the defense. So we'll see if Coach Cahill puts Micah in motion at any point as Charlie Salerno, the left fielder, comes up. Charlie looks at a strike a little bit low in the zone. Has an approach where he's not going to go after his first strike that he doesn't like. He'll reload here, 0-1. DiGregorio steps off and chases McManus back. Ryan having to pitch from the stretch the first time today. Looks in for his signs, glances at first. Makes the move over there, easily read by Micah McManus, who probably looks like he could get another step. That did look like the A move, and he got back in plenty of time. Throws over again. Micah safely back. DiGregorio looks in, comes to the set, and delivers. Salerno just a tad behind that, hits that into the track and narrowly misses Coach Dunleavy and his boys standing at a hurdle. That was a little bit close there as Charlie goes down 0-2. Micah back again as DiGregorio keeps him close. Third move over there in this at-bat. Micah with his lead. And he's off. There's a ball high and outside. Catcher came out of his stance and looked like he caught a foot. So to the advantage of the Panthers, that stolen base is uncontested by Micah. Counts now 1-2 on that outside fastball. It was a good pitch to handle actually for the catcher, but his feet got crossed up there coming out of his stance. That is a ball, 2-2. Based on the call of the first pitch, that looked a little bit close to take, but hard to tell from up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the first. Charlie fists it out to the middle of the diamond. Great diving stop by the second baseman, but Charlie would have beat that out anyhow. Excellent effort by the second baseman, Kevin O'Connor, to make a play on that. But that's going to go, in my book at least, as an infield hit for Charlie Salerno. I do not believe he was going to be able to throw him out. Charlie runs well down the line. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Casey McGrath, one of the senior captains here at Beverly High School. Casey in right field today in the RBI position. See what happens first and third here, what the Panthers elect to do. That is a delayed call strike. I think we have the scoreboard in operation for you folks. DiGregorio looks. Hits that ball deep into right field. Right fielder going back. That should be enough to get the run in. And Beverly takes the early lead on a sacrifice fly RBI by Casey McGrath, doing the small things right. First and third there with less than 2 outs. You definitely want to get that ball into the outfield and give your team an ability to score. And Casey did just that. And that ball was launched out pretty far. Good piece out there, so making it easy for Micah McManus to scamper in with the first run. We got 2 outs, and that brings up one of the 3 senior captains, Mike Giello, in center field today. Mike hits that one the other way. That's going to end up in the track as well, but Coach Dunleavy and the boys were ready for that one and get out of the way. When we were with you last week on Thursday, it was senior day here at Beverly High for Casey, Mike, and Devin Koloski. Mike handled the bat well. There's a ground ball in the 3-4 hole. Another dive by the second baseman, but he is unable to make a play. Does keep the ball, though, from going into the outfield, and despite 2 outs, keeps Salerno on second base. So that's the second infield hit and third of the inning for Beverly, and that brings up the third of the senior captains, tri-captains, in the person of Devin Koloski. Devin at second base today has been playing center field and now in the infield. Runners going. Devin takes it the other way. He has good speed here. Pitch is going to have to get there fast. Little delay on the flip, but they're able to make the 1-3 play. The first baseman for Arlington contemplated taking that on his own, which I think he would have lost that foot race with Devin. And with the runner in motion, though, the ground ball's fielded, and that will end the Beverly first. And after 1 inning, scoreboard's back out. It looks like after 1 inning, Beverly is 1, and Arlington is 0. 15 pitches thrown that inning by Ryan DiGregorio. We'll see if the pitch counts come into play later on. Arlington has 2 members of their pitching staff who are not eligible to pitch today, Jake Arsenault and Sean Hogan, with the Spy Ponders having that makeup game on Saturday, I believe. It could have been yesterday or over the weekend for sure. Against Billerica, chewed up a couple of their arms that are unable to go today. Connor Conley will be facing the 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Spy Ponders. Cam Desmond will lead off this inning at shortstop. He is the shortstop leading off, followed by Luke Bodie, the catcher, and Ryan Marshall, the right fielder. Okay, stepping into the box, as I said, Cam Desmond. Connor Conley looks in, he winds, he fires. Fastball up high, ball 1. Connor electing to go from the stretch despite nobody on base. A lot of pitchers go with what they're most comfortable with, and not having to change from wind up to stretch can be an advantage at times. That one is up and out as well. quickly. 2 balls, no strikes to Cam Desmond. The Arlington bench is making their voices heard as Conley goes to 3-0 on the leadoff batter here in the top of the second. That one gets over the plate on the inside half for a strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike to the cleanup batter for Arlington. And that's ball 4. So the dreaded leadoff walk, usually most pitchers' nightmares. We'll see if Beverly can keep that runner from scoring as number 21, the catcher Luke Bodie, steps in. Connor moves over to first base. Let's Cam Desmond know that he has his eye on him. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate to get ahead 0-1. Much easier to pitch from ahead than behind. That is for sure. And Connor gets it ahead 0-1. Winds and fires. That ball is hit well and launched out to left field. Salerno going back. Salerno going back. That ball bounces and goes over the fence for a ground rule double. That ball was hit well. One of the longer balls that we've seen hit here this year at Brother Roberts Field. We've seen just one go out this year. Trying to remember who that was. Unfortunately, today I don't have my partners in crime with me to tap in to their data banks to help me with my memory. Dom Lorenzano and Rich Francis, both unable to make today's broadcast. Ryan Marshall, the right fielder, steps in. Second and third, no outs. Panthers up 1-0 in the top of the second. Conley catches the outside corner of the plate for a strike. Looks like everybody's back in the Panthers infield, so a ground ball will probably score a runner no matter where it's hit except to the pitcher. Connor just hung on to that ball just a little too long. Nice stop there by Jonah Bellew. 1-1 count. Connor winds and fires. That's in the dirt. Another nice stop by Jonah. Oftentimes in these situations later in the game, the defensive set will have the corners playing up. But when you do that, the chances of a ground ball being hit by you increase. So here early in the second inning, Beverly has elected to stay back and get the out, and Conley moves to third base. Two balls, one strike. Conley winds and fires. There's a ground ball hit sharply to Pierce, who's going to look home and then goes to first. Cal McKay digging that out. Danny thought about it. Looked like he did have a play, even though he was playing back. It was sharply hit. Probably had a play at home if he did throw it home, but made the decision to get the out. Nice dig over there by Cal McKay. And we have an even score as that leadoff walk in the way of Cam Desmond comes in to score. Batted in on that 5-3 ground out by Brian Marshall. Third baseman Satoda Levine steps in, and he looks at a first pitch strike on the outside part of the plate. There's another ground ball to Pierce. Runner goes back. Danny over to first base for the second out of the inning. as the go-ahead run remains 90 feet away. This is going to bring up the 8th batter in the Arlington lineup, Dennis Keneally. Dennis is in left field today. Conley looks in. He winds and fires and gets a swing and a miss. Looked like he maybe took a little something off of that. That might have been a changeup he threw. Fouled off, and Conley's quickly up 0-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the second. That ball is hit right up the middle, 0-2. Ball was down and away. He reached out, barreled it up, and hit it back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Dennis. And Arlington takes the lead 2-1 here in the second. Connor 1 strike away. Didn't really catch much of the plate with that, but obviously needed it a little further away as Keneally went and got that. That now brings up the second baseman, Kevin O'Connor. Kevin made 2 outstanding diving stops, but was unable to get an out either time. See if Dennis is in motion. Conley throws over to Cal McKay to keep him close. Down low. The umpire has a delayed hand signal call here, so just trying to figure out if he's going to come up with a late strike call there, but to no avail. Conley fires, gets a swing and a miss. Two and one on the Arlington batter. Ball gets away from Jonah, and alertly Keneally takes second base. I'm sorry, now the count's 2-2. It was 1-2 according to the scoreboard. We'll go with the scoreboard being right at this stage of the game. There's a tapper, gets by Conley. Koloski charges it, flips to McKay, who gets him. Great effort by Kevin O'Connor, who dove for the first base bag. But he goes out 4-3, leaving Keneally on the bases. But the Spy Ponders grab the lead with 2 runs in the top of the second. The leadoff walk, as per usual in the game of baseball, turning out to hurt the Panthers there. And then a timely 2-out, 0-2 hit up the middle to give them the lead. So Connor has a 21 pitch inning there. And Beverly will look to knot things up or better in the bottom of the second. Beverly has their 7, 8, and 9 batters coming up. Cal McKay, the first baseman, Jonathan Reyes, the shortstop, and Jonah Bellew, the catcher. Okay, getting ready to step in here is Cal McKay. Throw is down. As Ryan DiGregorio gets ready for his 3rd inning of work here at Brother Roberts Field. Ryan looks in, he winds, he fires. A swing and a miss by Cal McKay. Cal gets a piece of that and fouls that off towards the third base side. DeGregorio quickly up 0-2 to the Beverly first baseman. He winds and fires. Up and away. Waste pitch for him at 0-2. Cannot get McKay to bite. Tries again. That also outside for 2-2 count. McKay is now back even. That is up high. 3-2 count. Payoff pitch. DeGregorio looks in, gets his sign. Delays his delivery. Winds, fires. And a tough pitch for strike three. Pitch is pitch, I guess. Down and in. Going to be a very difficult pitch, and a little bit difficult back here to see just how far inside that is, but judging by Cal's chagrin, he would have enjoyed a different outcome. Jonathan Reyes steps up, the shortstop. That one nearly caught a piece of John. Inside, ball one. Catcher set up outside. And he goes outside, but also high. Reyes up 2-0. John, a couple of first pitch hits last outing against Masco. That ball's hit very well into the gap, and that's going to get down for extra bases. Reyes rounds first, going for second. The ball rolls to the wall. He picks up Coach Cahill as he rounds second and stops there. A one-out double for John Reyes. Beautiful swing, power that ball to the gap. And the tying run is just 180 feet away. That brings up to the plate the catcher, number 6, Jonah Bellew. Jonah in an RBI situation here. A lot of room on the right side of the diamond with the second baseman holding. We got a steal going on. Ball's in the dirt. Here's the throw. Reyes easily underneath. And the signature stolen base for John Cahill and the Beverly Panthers as they have stole third once again. And now the tying run just sits 90 feet away. With one out, Jonah just needs to get the ball in play, although the corners are up, as we talked about earlier, as is the middle infielders. 1-1. Interesting that the middle infield's in, so should give Jonah some extra room with a hard-hit ground ball to find a hole, geometrically speaking. Jonah takes ball 2. Jonah's older brother, Owen, got his degree yesterday at the University of Maine, ex-Beverly High School student. Strike inside. Want to give our congratulations to the Big O, as well as his mom and dad, Laurie and Jay. 1 down. 2 to go. That's outside. I think we have a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Panthers threatening here in the bottom of the second. Reyes on third after a double to the gap and a stolen base. DeGregorio winds and fires, and that ball hits Jonah. Would have been ball 4, but he wasn't taking any chances on that. So the Panthers looking to have a big inning here as the 8 and 9 batters get on at first and third. Looks like we could have a courtesy runner for Jonah Bellew. think that's Graham Gavin, but let me try to check on that. That brings up the leadoff batter, Danny Pierce. That's actually Nick Porcello in as a pinch running appearance. Doesn't have much of a lead there. It's back easily, making sure. Tough situation sometimes for that courtesy runner to come off the bench. Keep your focus. Don't want to get picked off. Waiting to see if you're going to get the steal sign first and third. So a lot going through their mind. And that ball is hit into the outfield fairly deep to center. It's going to give Reyes an opportunity to tag up and easily score. And the second sacrifice fly of the day, this one by Danny Pierce, knots this game at 2 apiece. So Beverly's able to parlay the Reyes double with 1 out into a run. And that brings up Micah McManus with a runner on first and 2 outs. Porcello has his lead. DiGregorio looks over. Ball outside. See if Coach Cahill puts Porcello in motion. Porcello dives back in. McManus swings at a ball up and in, goes the other way with it, and that lands outside the lines. Have a 0-2 count. Micah singled and scored the first Panther run in the first inning. Runners go in, pitches outside. Here comes the throw. Hops. And he is in with a stolen base. Close play. I think that one could have went either way. But he got in under the tag. So a stolen base for the courtesy runner Porcello is now in scoring position. And should be going on contact here with 2 outs. A little cat and mouse with the shortstop. There's a swing and a ball to the shortstop. Gobbles it up over to first base and gets him. So Arlington and DiGregorio get out of the second inning with just giving up the 1 run on a 21-pitch inning. And after 2 full, the score is 2-2. 2s all across the board. So the Panthers able to score in each inning is a good thing, obviously, getting the offense going. It's going to obviously take more than 2 runs today. Panthers scored 3 the last time out, have been struggling a little bit with run production, and when they've had the run production, they've given up runs as well. But as we talked about, the game on Thursday, played in kind of crazy weather conditions, was one of the better outings of the year. Tough Masconama team taking them down 3-0. Big strikeout performance by Graham Gavin. I think he had 13 of 14, holding Masconama without a hit. So Connor Conley's taking his warm-up tosses. Beverly able to send 11 batters to the plate in the first 2 innings, but just with 2 runs to show for it. Stepping into the box will be the starting pitcher for the Spy Ponders, Ryan DiGregorio. Ryan flew out to center field in his first at bat in the top of the first. Conley gets on top with the strike, with the delayed call strike. at the top of the zone. Connor delivers. That one's down and away. DiGregorio batting here from the left side. Righty throw, lefty hit. Just a bit high on that one. As Connor looks to zero in. Gets his sign from Bellew. Comes to the set. And fires. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Might have been a bit generous there, but we'll take it. 2-2. That ball is high. Conley runs the count full on his counterpart, DiGregorio. Payoff pitch is on the way. And just slow. I thought maybe he was going to get that call. And for the second inning in a row, Arlington draws a leadoff walk. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Miles Brown. Miles popped up to third to Danny Pierce in his first at bat. Have to think that DiGregorio has some speed being the leadoff batter. There's a ground ball sharply hit, gets by Pierce. Ian Reyes into left field. Inches away from a double play ball. But that ball got under the glove of Danny Pierce, and now there's runners on first and second. And that brings up the first baseman, Ryan Martin. Ryan grounded out to Reyes 6-3 in his first at bat. Beverly would love to see that again. Ball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Connor doing a good job looking off the runner at second base just to let him know that he's not gonna scoot freely to third. Conley fires. There's a big swing. That's fouled on the third base side, and it just gets over the Arlington dugout. Both Joni Bellew and Danny Pierce were over there in case that ball stayed in play. Good crowd here today at Beverly High, watching the boys trying to put together a 2-game winning streak against their non-league opponent. Conley delivers. That's up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kowalski shading up the middle to keep the runner close. There's a sharp ground ball in the 5-6 hole. And the runner will be held at third base, not wanting to make the first out of the inning at home. And after a sharp single by Ryan Martin, the Spy Ponders are looking to have a big inning with the bases loaded for the cleanup man and shortstop Cam Desmond, who last at bat drew a walk. Bases loaded prompts a visit from Coach Millay to talk to both his catcher and pitcher. Wants to give the battery some instruction, settle things down. We're going to take a look at the defensive set here. Looks like we're going to have the corners in and the infield back at double play depth. Cam Desmond, again, a righty thrower, lefty batter. Shortstop's in. Conley misses wide with his first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a swing and a miss. Big hack by Cam Desmond as Conley evens the count. That's down and in. Good stop by Bellew. Panthers looking for a hard hit ground ball at an infielder. Conley delivers. There's a ground ball bounding and finds some eyes in the 3-4 hole. And here's a throw home by Casey McGrath and holds the runner. Cal McKay hits the umpire as he tries to go to second base. So we got an RBI base hit into right field by Cam Desmond as Arlington recaptures the lead, knocking in the starting pitcher, Ryan DiGregorio. Bases are still loaded. Cal McKay cut that ball off after a great throw from Casey McGrath going to second base after the big turn made there by Ryan Martin and hit the umpire with the ball. Not sure if he would have had him, but a throw directly to second would have had an opportunity. Luke Bodie's up. Luke hit that ground rule double in the second inning, and this is probably not the guy the Panthers want to see up with the bases loaded. Ground ball. Pierce dives, gets it, fires home for one, and Bellew will hold it. Great play by Danny going to his left. Quality play there. Bodie will reach on the fielder's choice, and the Panthers finally record an out. Miles Brown throw it out at home. We're going to use a courtesy runner for the Arlington catcher. Find my roster here. It's number 9. Jake Arsenault in to run. Ryan Marshall, the right fielder, looks at ball one up high. Panthers looking for another ground ball or a strikeout here. That ball is hit well in the left field, and that's going to find some grass. Salerno gets to it. 2 runs are going to score on that as he hits the cutoff man. And Arlington has put up a crooked number, and they get their second and third runs of the inning on a 2 RBI base hit delivered by Ryan Marshall. And that is going to be it for today for Connor Conley. Connor lasting 2 1/3 innings. And he is going to be lifted. Didn't quite see who it was. I'm guessing it might be Micah McManus. But we will find out here in a minute. This is going to be the left-handed number 13, Porcello, who pinch ran. I believe he might be up from the JV squad. So he takes his warm-up tosses. Conley will still be responsible for 2 runners on base. Well, 1, I'm sorry. No, sorry again. Bodie got reached on a fielder's choice, so Bodie and Marshall are still on. Ryan Martin and Cam Desmond came in on the Marshall hit. 5-2. As Porcello will come in and try to stop the bleeding here. Sun is out brightly now. And the Panthers are looking to get a couple of outs here and get out of this inning, as the Spy Ponders have scored 3 here in the top of the third. As Satota Levine, who grounded out to third base last time, comes up. Porcello chucks the runner. He winds and fires for a strike. His delivery gets a swing and a miss. And quickly the reliever goes up 0-2. Porcello looks in. And we have timeout called. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out in the top of the third. That ball's up high. Good waste pitch. And he will be called for a balk on that. He started to come to the started his motion and then stopped and reloaded there. And that is a balk as both runners advance up to second and third. Coach Cahill coming out looking for the explanation. I believe this is Porcello's first appearance, unless he's made one on the road. Certainly the first one I've seen here. Nerves can be a little bit of an issue here. Hopefully he can settle down here, find the zone. 2-2. Winds, fires just outside. Gets his sign, looks the runner back, winds, fires, and that ball is upstairs. Here's the delivery. That ball is hit sharply up the middle. Gets into center field, and that is going to score 1, and the second runner is held as Mikey Giello gets the ball in and hits his cutoff man, Cal McKay, to prevent the second runner from coming around. So another hit for the Spy Ponders and another run. That run will be charged to Conley, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Dennis Keneally, who had a base hit in his first at bat. He had an 0-2 count, and he actually did a nice bit of hitting and hit one up the middle. Move over to first. See what the Spy Ponders do with the first and third situation. Runner does not go. Ball up high. Catches the outside corner to get even, 1-1. Keneally is the number 8 batter in the Arlington lineup. Levine gets his lead. Porcello moves him back. Throw to first. Lacrosse game going on to our left over at Frank Forty Field. Winds, fires. Bellew goes to his right to make the stop. Porcello comes to the set, checks the runners, and fires. That ball's hit hard up the middle. Jonathan Reyes takes it himself at second. Over the first double play to get the Panthers out of the inning, and that was something that they needed right there. So Keneally hits into a 6-3 double play. But before the Panthers record the third out in the third inning, the Spy Ponders from Arlington posts 4 runs to go up 6-2 after 2.5 innings. So that'll close the book on Connor Conley there, who gets charged with 6 runs in his 2 1/3 innings of work. Beverly is going to need to get the bats going to dig out on things here, but they have been making contact. DiGregorio is not a power pitcher. He just has the 1 strikeout, and I think that was really due to his accuracy. Painted the inside black down and in on Cal McKay in the second inning. So Beverly has made a good amount of contact, has 3 hits, a couple of sac flies in there. So this should be a pitcher that they can put the ball in play. So they're going to have to answer the charge of the Spy Ponders here. See if they can counteract those 4 runs in the third. And it will start with the left fielder, Charlie Salerno. Charlie having one of those Panther hits in the first inning. Steps into the box. Swing and a miss. That's off the catcher's shin guard and rolls away. He might have got a piece of that. Or the catcher might have just missed that. So Charlie up there, first pitch swinging. Looks at ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball towards second base. Bounding second baseman charges and flips it over to get Salerno on the ground out. And the Spy Ponders pick up the first out in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up senior tri-captain Casey McGrath. Casey, as we learned on Thursday, will be headed to North Shore Community College to pursue a career in education. Casey looks at strike 1. And that pitch down and away out of Casey's reach. Quickly down 2 strikes. Casey able to lay off of that one. 1 ball, 2 strike on the Panther right fielder. DiGregorio looks in. He winds and fires. That ball is up and out. Casey McGrath is back even with a 2-2 count. DiGregorio works fairly quickly. That one he buries inside. Ball 3. And Casey McGrath is now even in the count after getting down 0-2. Payoff pitch coming. Casey fouls that off. Getting ready to see his 7th pitch of the at-bat, which will qualify him for a quab in the world of metrics that has taken over baseball. Lines, fires, fouls off another one. Casey putting together a good at bat here. Looking to win the battle, as they say. DiGregorio looks in, winds, fires, and another foul ball. Casey getting ready for his 9th pitch of this at bat. DiGregorio gives the nod. He throws, and McGrath laces that inside the left field line into left field. He makes the turn. He's looking for 2. He's going to try for it. He dives and has a hustle double. I'm not sure if the Arlington fielders were communicated when that ball came into the shortstop. He didn't seem particularly rushed to turn and pivot. And Casey never stopped. Hustle double there, putting the pressure on, which will give Mike Giello an RBI opportunity as the senior captain steps into the box. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 3rd. DiGregorio keeps Casey McGrath close at second. The Panthers notorious for stealing 3rd, so he wants to let him know that he has an eye on him. There is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Always hard to tell with that, where the umpire delays and the catcher frames it by pulling it in, so you never know how that's going to go. Giello fouls that straight back and is quickly down 0-2 as his fellow captain, Casey McGrath, also was his last at bat. Ball up high. Sun has found its way back behind the clouds, so the warm, beautiful sunshine makes a cameo appearance. That just misses up outside. Looks like that was probably his curveball in there. Took something off of it and had some bend to it. Giello fouls it off. A couple of good at-bats here for the Panthers. Beverly chasing 4 runs after a 4-run 3rd by Arlington. Giello taps one to second. This could be a tough play. He gets good out of the box. It's bobbled by the second baseman, and he is safe. Mikey Giello with the hard 90. Just needed that little bit of a bobble by the Arlington second baseman. Gave him just enough time to cross the bag. Casey did not, got to 3rd on that one. Sorry, he was not on 3rd. So we have runners on 1st and 3rd with Devin Koloski, the 3rd of the Beverly senior captains, stepping in to the box. Devin grounded out to the pitcher's last at bat. Has an opportunity here to drive in a run. See if Giello is in motion. DiGregorio throws over to keep him close. Koloski has put a charge into that one. Left field is going back, going back, going back. He leaps up. He's not able to make the catch. That'll bring in McGrath. And because it looked like that was potentially going to be caught, Giello had a hold up. So we have a long RBI single for Devin Koloski. Giello is now at second. Koloski, of course, reaches first on that hit. Brings up Cal McKay with 2 on, 1 out, 1 in here in the bottom of the 3rd. DiGregorio misses high. 1 ball, no strikes to the Beverly first baseman. McKay rung up on a tough pitch in its first at bat. takes ball 2 outside. Beverly has one of the 4 runs back here in the bottom of the 3rd. DiGregorio looks in. And fires. McKay looks at ball 3 in the dirt. Three balls, no strike as the Panthers look to load the bases. No action yet in the Arlington bullpen. As we said earlier, having a weekend game, their arms are probably a little bit short. And there's 4 straight balls to walk McKay and loads the bases for John Reyes, the shortstop. John cranked a double into the left center field gap, his last at bat. And Panther Nation would love to see a reproduction of that. Coach Hood out to the mound. The Arlington pitcher is at 59 pitches here. Of course, I could have missed 1 or 2, but have him at about 59. So his 60th being delivered. So 60 pitches in 3 innings, starting to get up there a bit. And Coach Hood's trip to the mound does allow the Spy Ponders time to get somebody up and throwing in the bullpen. We will try to get a number for you on that in a little bit. But first, Reyes steps into the plate. DiGregorio winds, he fires. That is ball. Oh, well, I guess it's not a ball. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. DiGregorio looks in. Going from the windup. That is a ball up high. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Beverly shortstop. As Beverly looks to answer the 4 runs that they surrendered in the top half of the inning. Swing and a miss there. Cal McKay, who reached on a walk, is at the moment the tying run for Beverly. DiGregorio looks in. Winds, fires. Reyes, great job of plate discipline, lays off that pitch. Sometimes a tough one to lay off of when it's up high like that. And he gets him with a pitch that breaks down and away for a big strikeout for Arlington. That will bring up the catcher, Jonah Bellew, with 2 outs, bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jonah reached by way of the hit batsman, his first at bat. That happens again, it'll be an RBI for him. Umpire calls that one a strike. Here's a ground ball hit right at the 3rd baseman on 1 hop, and he steps on the bag. So the Panthers will only get 1 run there. Scored by Casey McGrath, who led off the inning with a double. And after 3 full, Arlington 6 and Beverly 3. Porcello will be heading back out there to the mound. And it looks like that the Arlington pitcher warming is number 14, Hunter Folds. So Folds will warm up in the bullpen while his mates come back to the plate. And we will see what the story is with the Arlington pitching staff. But before we get that far and find that out, Beverly needs to set down the Spy Ponders here in the top of the fourth. Porcello still out there. Got a big double play ball to end the third inning with a sharp ground to Reyes up the middle, who stepped on second and threw over the first for the double play. Otherwise, a lot more damage could have been done. Arlington is sending up their 9, 1, and 2 batters here in the top of the fourth, as things get a little cooler here with the sun being blocked out of the clouds at Beverly High. So coming up to the plate for the Spy Ponders will be the second baseman, Kevin O'Connor. Kevin grounded out to his counterpart, Devin Koloski, at second base, in his first at bat in the second inning. O'Connor steps in. Porcello looks in. He winds and fires. Just outside, ball one. Porcello delivers. Curveball outside. As the leadoff batter, O'Connor, gets up in the count 2-0. Beverly would like to get a quick inning here so they can get back in and hit and work on chipping away at the deficit. And that delivery is high for a 3-ball, no-strike count on the second baseman, Kevin O'Connor. Gets up high, and O'Connor reaches on the dreaded first batter walk of the inning. And that will bring up the top of the order in the way of starting pitcher Ryan DiGregorio. Ryan has a fly out to center as he squares the bunt, puts the bunt down. Porcello fields it, goes to first as he gets the first out, and that advances the runner to second. So that will go down as a sacrifice bunt, 1-3, to go with a walk and a fly out to center field. And the Panthers have the first out in the inning, and Arlington is content to get another runner into scoring position from Miles Brown, center fielder. Porcello delivers, fouled off by Brown. Brown popped up to the third baseman and reached on an error in the third inning. Porcello winds and fires. That ball is hitting to the right side. It did not fall, I don't think. I think that was a catch. Yeah, a brilliant diving catch and a double play. What stunned me there is that the runner went from second to third. I was pretty certain that Giello made an ESPN top 10 highlight catch diving. And when he threw that ball into second base, my suspicion was confirmed as the double play was recorded. Obviously, the Arlington base runner thought that ball was going to get down. But Mike Giello with a highlight reel catch here in the top of the fourth gets the Panthers back in the hit quite quickly. Excellent play, and keeping that leadoff walk from scoring. Just amazing play there by senior captain Mike Giello, which will go down to an 8-6 double play. Great inning for Porcello with just 6 pitches. And he's going to give Beverly an opportunity to come back here after holding the Panthers here in the fourth. Wow, that was a dandy of a play. as I'm calling that, is a remarkable catch, highlight reel catch. I'm watching the runner go to third base, so I was doubting myself there as to whether he got that on the short hop. From our vantage point here, high above home plate and behind the backstop, we're always looking through the fencing, especially in that part of center field. But my old eyeballs did not deceive me on that one, as Giello makes one of the finest catches of the Panthers season, without doubt. So Beverly will have their top of the order coming to bat as Danny Pierce, the third baseman, steps into the box. DiGregorio still out on the bump. Looks in, gets his sign, winds, and fires a ball up high. Danny has flown out to right and had a sacrifice fly RBI to center in his two previous at-bats. That ball's in for strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Beverly third baseman. That ball catches the outside corner, down and away from Danny, and Danny's down 1-2. And how that didn't hit him, I do not know. But unlike Joe Bellew, who got hit with 3 balls on him, getting hit with 2 strikes on you would be much better. Okay, ground ball over. Third baseman gets it, sets his feet, throws across the diamond, and gets Pierce. Nice play by Levine on that one. And Pierce goes out 5-3 for those of you scoring at home, for the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the DH, Micah McManus, who singled in the first inning, stole a base and scored a run, and grounded out to the shortstop in the second. Micah, first pitch swinging, fouls the ball off to his left. That ball is hit very well, but right at the right fielder, who drifts back a couple of steps and puts that away. Good contact by Micah, but unfortunately right at the right fielder, who just had to drift back a couple of steps. Didn't have to go right, didn't have to go left for the second out, and that brings up the number 3 batter, Charlie Salerno. Charlie had a single in the first inning and grounded out to the second baseman. He's first pitch swinging, hits a 3-hopper that comes up and is bobbled by the second baseman, and Charlie, with a hard 90, reaches on the error. Those bounding balls are tricky, need to be charged. As we like to say, you need to make your own hop on those. And with that ball being hit without a lot of speed, was going to have to be something that the second baseman was going to have to get to sooner rather than later. And unable to do that, and that brings up Casey McGrath with a runner on and 2 outs. Casey looks at a strike. Casey, the second batter last inning, was able to hit that hustle double and score a run for the Panthers. And he had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, so technically 1 for 1 with an RBI right now. That is foul tipped. Gets to the backstop, but was fouled off. Let's see if Salerno, who runs well, is set in motion here. We got a 0-2 count on McGrath. It's a ball up high on a fastball. Maybe Arlington, thinking that he was going to run, wanted to give their catcher something he could handle. McGrath is ready. Salerno's going, and that curve ball hits Casey. Make sure that he doesn't move too far out of the way, and gets the curve ball off the shirt sleeve, next part of his arm. And Beverly, with 2 outs, has 2 on for Mike Giello. Mike has singled and reached on an error and has made the catch of the game just last inning. He swings at the first pitch. It's another ground ball. The second baseman hits the second baseman, bounces off his leg into right field, and that is going to enable Charlie to come in. As Kevin O'Connor bemoans his fate there of having some tough hops down there that have handcuffed him. Salerno scores to make it 6-4 with McGrath now on second and Giello on first on that error. Brings up Koloski, who hit one deep into the gap. And Devin's going to go into the right center field gap. It's tealing away, and the center fielder is able to track that down. Needed a few more feet to the right. Devin swinging the bat well, but the center fielder on that makes a nice play to get to the gap. That was Miles Brown for Arlington. And the Panthers claw back one more. So at the end of 4, we have Arlington 6, Beverly 4. So Beverly is half that lead down with 2 more runs, 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. As De Gregorio has his team up by 2 runs as they come to the bat. Will come to bat in the top of the 5th with Porcello still on the hill for the Panthers. And in the 5th inning, when the Spy Ponders come to bat, it'll be the first baseman Ryan Martin, followed by the shortstop Cam Desmond, and then the catcher Luke Bodie. Those 3 gentlemen have scored 5 of the Spy Ponder runs in this game, so Porcello will be looking to keep them off the bases. For those of you wondering why Arlington High School's nickname is the Spy Ponders, is because just over the outfield fence in right center field of the home field for the Arlington 9 is Spy Pond, right near the Boys and Girls Club in Arlington. So hence the name. Okay, stepping into the box for Arlington is the first baseman, Ryan Martin. Porcello looks in, going from the windup. He delivers just outside, looked like a changeup there, a little off speed, down and away. But Ryan, one of the 3 Ryans for Arlington, does not bite. Porcello delivers. That ball's inside. As the Arlington bench makes itself known. Getting a little boisterous down there. We'll get the chatter going. Try to lift up the energy there for their teammates. And there's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Arlington first baseman. Koloski's playing up the middle. There's a big hole in the 3-4 hole on the right side. He goes that way, but fouls it off. As we notice some dark clouds hovering deep over right field. Maybe if I mention them, they won't produce anything. So back even at 2-2. Porcello looks in, gets his sign, winds, then fires. Ball 3 up and away. So we get a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Arlington first baseman. Porcello looks in. Payoff pitch on the way. And that ball is just outside. And a leadoff walk for the second consecutive inning. And the third time out of 5 for the Spy Ponders. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Cam Desmond, who has walked, has an RBI single, and scored 2 runs. Porcello moves over to first, keeps him close. Ball back from McKay. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss to get up. No balls and 1 strike. Kyle Hood, the first-year coach, coaching third, flashes the signs. It's a ground ball to McKay. Comes up, tough hop, gets over him into right field. And Arlington now has runners on the corners with no outs. Sharply hit ball. Took a hop. McKay was in position. Hit the heel of his glove or his forearm. Bounced up and over him into right field. So what looked like a potential double play ball ends up with runners on first and third for Luke Bodie, the catcher. Porcello looks in. He delivers. Bodie hits a long, deep fly ball to left. Salerno going back. He makes the catch and runs into foul ground. Plenty of distance for the sac fly. And Luke Bodie gets the job done with RBI sac fly. Good job by Charlie Salerno retrieving that. But unfortunately, Arlington gets one of those runs back and extends the lead to 7-4. And that brings up the right fielder, Ryan Marshall. Called strike on the pitch. Marshall had an RBI after grounding out to third base with bases loaded and had 2 more RBIs. So he's had a 3 RBI afternoon. And is 1 for 2 with a hit. He fists that one foul. So he looks to be the RBI leader for Arlington. Delivered a bases loaded single back in the third that plated 2. He's now down 0-2 in the count. Porcello moves to first base. Porcello looks in. Glances at the runner at first, who is going. He throws the ball inside, and that has actually hit the batter. So that will be a hit by pitch to put Ryan Marshall on base. And now we have runners on first and second with 1 out. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Sotota Levine, who grounded out to third and reached and had a base hit his last at bat. So he's 1 for 2. Porcello looks in and delivers. That ball's outside, ball 1 to the Arlington third baseman. Beverly looking for a ground ball here, hoping to get out of it with a double play. Runners are going. That ball is inside. Bellew has to throw around the runner, but he had a very good jump, and the steal of second and third takes the force play off, and now has 2 Arlington runners in scoring position. And a 2-ball, no-strike count for Levine, who is in an RBI position here with the Beverly infield up on the grass. That is ball 3 outside Beverly cannot really afford to get further behind, so they pull the infield in, hoping to freeze or cut down the runner at the plate. That ball is hit 3-0, I believe, right at the left fielder. Charlie Salerno gets it in, a nice throw. And unless I'm mistaken, that was a 3-0 green light, which ends up fortuitously for the Panthers to a fly ball out to left field and no runs scored. So now Beverly has 2 outs with runners on second and third. And Coach Cahill goes out to the mound to talk to Porcello, who gives him the baseball. And Porcello will head out to left and swap places with Charlie Salerno. So that's 32 pitches for Porcello, who leaves 2 runners on and has done a nice job. Did let a couple inherited runners score, but only one of his own, and we'll see how things go here as he has 2 runners on. And Charlie Salerno is going to come in to face Dennis Keneally, the left fielder. Having a little visit up here in the booth from Peter O'Malley, who likes to come up and check on us. Peter, one of the original member of the Rockhounds when he played A-ball in Beverly Little League. A well-known student here on the campus of Beverly High School. Always great to see Peter here at the games. Big supporter of Beverly Athletics. So Beverly finds itself down 3 runs here in the top of the 5th, and Arlington hope to extend their lead with 2 on and 2 out. And Charlie, who's been out in left field there, is probably, I don't know how many warm-up tosses he gets. I think it's typically 7 between innings. I don't know if you get any more when you come in from a position. I tend to doubt it. But both umpires have their eye on how many warm-ups he has. Looking over to my left, the lacrosse game still going on. Not sure who that is, if it's maybe Salem or Marblehead, dressed in black and red. And the Beverly keeper just makes a save. Flings that out. And Beverly is on the break over on the lacrosse pitch. Give you a little lacrosse action while Beverly's warming up. Number 11 goes all the way down and is rebuffed by the defenders of whoever's in black. And back to baseball action here. That appears to be the last warm-up toss for the former left fielder, now pitcher number 12, the sophomore, Charlie Salerno. And he will face the number 8 hitter and left fielder, Dennis Keneally, who has a base hit and is hit into a 6-3 double play. Charlie starts out with a solid strike down and in. Great pitch there. Strike 2 on the delayed call. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes, as Charlie tries to get the Panthers back into the bat without any further damage. He winds and fires, blows it by him. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Salerno does his job. But not before the Spy Ponders touch up the Panthers for 1 additional run and extend their lead to 3. After 4.5, we have Arlington 7, Beverly 4 in today's non-league contest. Beverly will bring up their 7, 8, and 9 batters in the bottom of the 5. In the persons of first baseman Cal McKay, shortstop John Reyes, and catcher Jonah Bellew. DeGregorio is still out on the mound despite action earlier in the contest. The righty, who likes to pitch from the windup when bases are empty, is still out there taking his warm-up tosses. I don't think there have been any changes in the Arlington lineup. As things are cooling down just a bit here, but a nice afternoon because it's dry for baseball. Had a lot of weather so far here in the Panthers' home season. Okay. Cal McKay's going to step in here in the bottom of the fifth. That ball is inside, where I thought the pitch that he got rung up on strikes was in the first inning. Cal's also reached base on a walk. That one gets the outside corner, 1-1. DeGregorio delivers. McKay watches that one break down and away from him. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Beverly first baseman. That ball is hit into the left center field gap, and that is going to get down for a base hit. McKay goes the other way with that, and Beverly has their leadoff batter on. Good piece of hitting there by Cal. And that will bring up John Reyes, as Beverly, for the first time today, gets their leadoff man on. Reyes looks at a ball down low. J. Ray doubled and struck out and has scored a run. And turned a nice double play to help get the Panthers out of that big third inning. There's a ball hit in the 3-4 hole. Line drive the other way. Going the right center field gap. McKay will round second, but put the brakes on there, as Reyes has his second hit of the afternoon. And Beverly appears to be in business with their first 2 batters on in the bottom of the fifth, which will bring up next the catcher Jonah Bellew, which will be interesting if down by 3, if Beverly will elect to bunt the runners over or let Jonah hit away or try to put on a double steal. But let's see what happens. Jonah squares to bunt. He gets the bunt down. Beautiful bunt by Jonah Bellew, perfectly executed. And he moves the runners up. Jonah got that pretty much up on the handle, but the direction that he had on that, it hit the dirt and stayed in the dirt and rolled up the first base line. And really the only play that they had was to go to first. So a perfect sack bunt by Jonah Bellew. Puts runners on second and third with just 1 out. And manager Kyle Hood is out to the mound to take his pitcher out. Nice performance there, though he leaves with 2 runners still on. So we can't close the books just yet. And it looks like number 14, Hunter Folds, will take the mound. Tall, slender right-hander. Take his warm-up tosses. Again, I have no way knowing what class any of these guys are in, not being familiar or having a roster, just the names. I didn't have the class years. But boy, his kind of body type reminds me of Sale, who I just got win the other night with the Braves, as he has obviously was traded away by the Red Sox, I believe in the Grissom trade. Has that Chris Sale kind of body with really long legs and slender, although obviously a right-hander, not a lefty. Folds is taking a few pitches from the stretch after taking a couple from the windup. Will have his option here with runners on second and third, whichever way he's most comfortable to deliver. But he's obviously going to be looking to throw strikes. That goes without saying. So the bottom three batters in the Beverly order have done their job. A couple of hits and a sacrifice bunt brings the tying run to the plate in the way of leadoff batter and third baseman Danny Pierce. Danny has flew out to right, had a sacrifice fly to center, and grounded out to third. Folds' first pitch is a fastball high for ball one. Folds looks in, fires, another fastball up and away. Hunter looks like he has good velocity. That should be a strike, I believe. There we go with the delayed call. Pierce now with a 2-1 count. Seen a few pitches from the relief pitcher of Arlington. He winds and fires. Pierce waves at a ball outside. Not sure if that was a slider or not. 2-2 on the Beverly third baseman. And fastball gets by him on the outside part of the plate, and Hunter Folds comes back from a 2-0 count to get the strikeout. That will bring up the designated hitter, Micah McManus, who has singled and scored a run, grounded out to short, and flown out to right. Beverly going to like the righty-lefty matchup here. Folds throws a curveball that gets away, gets to the backstop, and that allows Cal McKay to come around on the wild pitch. So that was a curveball that was way up and in around the head of Micah McManus. Catcher's unable to come away with that. And Beverly has now cut the lead to 2 with the sixth run just 90 feet away. McManus swings at the fastball down and in and fouls it off to the left side as it clanks off the Beverly track and field trailer and ends up somewhere over by the track. 1-1 count on Micah McManus. Micah fouls that straight back. Just a fraction away from launching that ball up the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I want to give a shout out to Micah's grandparents in Philadelphia, who are typically tuning in to our broadcast. He calls that a ball. I was holding my breath on that one. Seems like pitches at times today have been called a strike when they're in that vicinity. But that one must have been too far inside and low. 2-2 count. And Micah swings through a fastball, and Folds comes in, and other than throwing that wild pitch, gets 2 strikeouts. So the Panthers are able to get 1 run in the bottom of the 5th to cut the lead to 2. So after 5 full here on the campus of Beverly High School, the visiting Arlington Spy Ponders sit at 7 runs and the hometown Panthers 5. So Beverly still playing from behind. Beverly scored 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 1 run in the third, 1 run in the fourth, and added another run in the 5th for 5 consecutive innings of scoring runs, but are unable to post the proverbial crooked number, which they hopefully will be able to do in either the 6th or 7th. And Charlie Salerno, the left fielder who came in relief with 2 outs in the 5th and got a strikeout, is back out there for the 6th inning, and he will face the 9th, 1st, and 2nd batter, 9-1-2 of the Arlington lineup. He'll face Kevin O'Connor, the second baseman. Ryan DiGregorio, I believe, will stay in as the DH for Hunter Folds. And Miles Brown will be the 3rd batter of the inning. O'Connor grounded out to the second baseman, Devin Koloski, reached on a walk, and this will be his 3rd at-bat of the afternoon. Beverly 4 wins and 8 losses on the season, hoping to come from behind and go to 5-8 as they look to get back towards that 500 mark. O'Connor steps into the box, smooths the dirt, gets himself set. Salerno gets the go-ahead from the home plate umpire. He delivers. There's a ground ball over to the right side. Cal McKay gets it, flips over to Charlie Salerno for the 1st out of the inning. Nice job there by Cal and Charlie. 1 pitch, 1 out as O'Connor goes out 3-1 for you scoring at home. And this will indeed bring up Ryan DiGregorio, who is now the DH in the game. Salerno looks in and delivers a ball up high. DiGregorio has flown to center, has walked and scored a run, and has a sacrifice. It is a strike swinging. Excuse me, I think he had a ground out, actually, his 3rd at bat. And there's 3 strikes from Charlie Salerno. Gets the 2nd out of the inning in quick fashion. That brings up the center fielder, Miles Brown. Miles has popped to the 3rd baseman. He has reached on an error and is hit into a double play. Charlie delivers. Gets the outside corner for strike 1. Panthers looking for their first 1-2-3 innings since the 1st inning, when Connor Connolly was able to set the Spy Ponders down in order. Charlie Salerno quickly up 0-2 as he is just pounding the strike zone here. Strike 3. An 8-pitch inning as Charlie Salerno gets his mates back in to do some hitting in quick fashion, one of the quicker innings of today's ball game, with just 8 pitches. Very, very, very tidy 6th inning for the Beverly right-hander. Beverly continues to chase 2 runs. Here in the bottom of the 6th. And Charlie Salerno, who is now on the mound, actually leads off. So he not only got his teammates in quickly, he got himself in quickly. It'll be Salerno and then the 3 seniors, McGrath, Giello, and Koloski, coming up for the Panthers. Charlie singled in the 1st inning. He grounded out in the 3rd inning, and he reached on an error and scored a run in the 4th. So this is going to be the first look for these guys with the righty Hunter Folds. Tall, lanky right-hander from Arlington. As the sun's coming back out here in the afternoon. Here at Beverly High, as we're reaching just about the 2-hour mark for this game. After 5 1/2 innings, the visiting Spy Ponders sit with a 2-run lead, 7-5. Salerno and the Panthers looking to change that here. Folds looks in, gets his sign. He winds and delivers. Fastball on the outside corner beats Charlie Salerno for a strike. See if Folds stays with the fastball here. He does, and Charlie fouls that off. The curveball that he did throw earlier got away from him, almost striking Micah McManus in the head. Got to the backstop for the last Panther run in the way of Cal McKay. 0-2. And it looks like a breaking ball outside, maybe a straight change. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Charlie. That ball is just a little high, and Charlie is back even with a 2-2 count. Folds, winds, fires. Charlie fights it off his fists for a little pop that does not reach the 3rd baseman and goes in foul ground. So he stays alive, able to get his hands in just enough to foul that off. Folds looks in again and delivers. Salerno fouls another one off towards the track in the lacrosse game. Count remains at 2-2. Hunter Folds lost his grip on that breaking ball, as that one lollipops to the backstop for a full count. Quab here for Charlie is about to face his 8th pitch of the at-bat. I'd be looking fastball here if I were him. Breaking balls have not been as successful. And there is a fastball that is just low. And Charlie Salerno walks the leadoff walk as Beverly gets its leadoff man on in 2 consecutive innings. And we will see if the dreaded and unwanted leadoff walk for the defense produces the 6th run. Casey McGrath up. Casey has a long sac fly. He has a double and has been hit by pitch and has scored a run. So an RBI run scored hit. Looking to get on base again. And the heart of the Beverly order is looking to get them even. There's a fastball outside. One ball, no strikes Folds now forced to pitch from the stretch. Here's a ground ball up the middle with the runner going. I'm not really sure why he stopped because it was a ground ball. But we have runners on first and second, and Casey McGrath has himself a second hit of the day. So a walk and a base hit up the middle, and the Panthers now have runners on first and second. And the senior center fielder, Mike Giello, who has a single reached on and has reached 2 innings in a row on errors, comes on up, obviously putting the ball in play all 3 times that he's been to the plate. And he swings and misses at a fastball up in the zone. Folds looks in, comes to the set, checks the runner, kicks, and throws. And there is another breaking ball that's way wide. Hits one of the poles in the backstop, and hits one of the poles in the backstop and ricochets out. Charlie Salerno took third and was sent home, and the home plate umpire says that the catcher got the tag down. Coach Cahill is asking if perhaps he can consult with the base umpire to see if there was any air in between the glove and Charlie, and the answer to that is no, there will not be a check. I have made the call, and the Panthers, unfortunately, were given a free pass and turned that back with maybe a little extra aggression. So we now have 1 out as he is out 1-2 at home plate with the runner on third, and Giello fouls one off. Aggressive base running is the hallmark of this Panther team, but it's always tough to make the first out of the inning at home, especially when down 2 in the 6th inning. Giello fouls another ball back this way. Josh, our cameraman, was running for cover. Wasn't really. Just got his attention. Okay, Giello is down 0-2, I believe, with the foul balls here. Up and away. Yeah, home plate was abandoned with the catcher coming all the way out to get that ball that ricocheted off the backstop. But he was able to get back in time when he saw Salerno breaking. Tough luck for the Panthers. And there's another ball outside. The young righty for Arlington does look like he has some control issues. So we'll see how this progresses. He has the ability to throw some heat in the zone. But he has also missed frequently, and now Giello milks a walk out of that. So we have runners on first and third with 1 out and Koloski up. The Panthers still in position to make some noise. I'd have to imagine Giello will be going here to get the tying run on second. We'll see defensively what type of play Arlington puts on, if they let him go, if they cut it off, if they throw to the pitcher, what their play will be. And there's a ball up high. Giello not going as of yet. Coach John Cahill at third base, flashing the signs. Koloski up 1-0. Folds checks the runner at first and makes a move over there, and I thought that was maybe going to get by the first baseman, but did not. That is always the danger in this situation. Giello takes his lead. Folds delivers. That ball is down for a ball. Angiello hustles into second base, uncontested. The Panthers, once again, with runners on second and third, and the tying run just 90 feet away, and that will result in Arlington calling for an intentional walk on Devin Koloski to load the bases for the first baseman, the lefty Cal McKay. Cal sliced a base hit into the left center field gap, his last at bat. Foles delivers up high, ball one. So we're going to have to see what kind of pressure this creates for the young righty. That intentional walk does not give him any room to do anything other than throw strikes. That is ball two. 2-0. Bases loaded. And this is going to prompt a pitch from Coach Hood, who is going to go out to talk to his young right-handed pitcher, who, as we said earlier, looks like he is struggling a bit with his control, but has good velocity. But with the decision to make that second and third with one out, a bases loaded situation, to put the force play on, also ratchets up the pressure just a wee bit on the pitcher. You know, pitchers being out there, they're the center of attention. So everybody's watching. We got a late in the ball game. We got a tie and run on. We got bases loaded. So the pressure mounts a little bit. So the big righty takes a deep breath and delivers and pours one right down the middle. And Cal McKay did not get cheated on that hack. So whatever Coach Hood had to say to his pitcher certainly worked there. Got him to calm down a little bit and throw that strike. Hunter steps off, takes a minute. Cal sets himself, and he steps off again. No pitch clock here in high school. Big righty winds, fires, gets that one by Cal McKay to get the count back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. Foles looks in, winds, fires, and McKay swings at a fastball low in the zone and is unable to get it. And Arlington records their second out of the inning. Bases are now loaded for the shortstop, John Reyes, who has 2 hits on the day, looking to get a third here. Reyes, I'm sure if he likes that first strike, will swing at it. And he does, and fouls that off. John not afraid to go up there with an approach of first pitch swinging. No balls, 1 strike. Foles looks in. Delivers. Reyes with another good swing, fouls that off. Well to the right side. Hunter Foles is now 1 strike away from getting out of a bases-loaded jam here in the home half of the 6th. He looks in. He comes to the set. He fires. Reyes hits a ball that's going to be on the right side, but high. The first baseman drifts back, makes the call, and records the third out, and Beverly threatens but is unable to close the gap. So at the end of 6 full, Arlington 7, Beverly 5. Tough inning there for the Panthers with the base running aggression that backfired with making the first out of the inning at home. So for the first time in today's contest, Beverly fails to score in an inning that looks so promising, with first and second, no outs, and a ball going to the backstop. Incredibly yields no runs but a tip of the cap to Hunter Folds for being able to compose himself enough and come out of that inning unscathed. So Charlie Salerno's back out there in the top of the 7th. And will face the 3, 4, 5 batters for Arlington in the way of the first baseman Ryan Martin, the shortstop Cam Desmond, and the catcher Luke Bodie. Martin has grounded out to short, has singled and scored a run, and walked and scored a run as he comes up for his 4th at bat. And we have some action in the Arlington bullpen. I am going to need to catch the number, however, before I can tell you who that is. From my vantage point, though, it's number 4. So it looks like it's the center fielder, Miles Brown, who's getting some warm-up tosses in the Spy Ponder bullpen. So Miles Brown is warming up. Ryan Martin steps into the box here in the top of the 7th. Salerno comes to the set as he pitches from the stretch and fires and delivers yet another swinging strike. Charlie delivers up in the zone just over the hands of Ryan Martin, who swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes on the batter. Martin gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Salerno primarily delivering fastballs here. And here is a foul ball hit directly back at Bill Loud, who does not even flinch as the ball clanks off the fence, and it's going to make Jack Dean retrieve it. Another foul ball as Salerno continues to throw strikes and Martin continues to foul them off. Salerno looks in, comes to the set, and delivers. There is a ball popped up. Danny Pierce camping underneath it, and he gets the out. So since coming in, Charlie Salerno has retired 5 batters in order. And now he is going to face the shortstop, Cam Desmond. Cam has walked and scored a run, singled with an RBI and scored a run, and reached on an error unless there's a pinch hitter. Is this? I don't think it is, but let's see here. That is a pinch hitter, and that ball is struck in the right field and struck and handled well by Casey McGrath. The pinch hitter for Arlington was number 2, who is not on my roster. Yes, it is. Oh, sorry, that was Desmond. Okay. Oh, no, okay, my fault, folks. That was number 2, the shortstop Cam Desmond. I was looking up ahead and was looking for 19, who was the first batter of the inning. Charlie pours in a strike to Luke Bodie. Luke doubled, ground rule double, and scored a run. He's reached on a fielder's choice and scored another run, and has had an RBI by the way of the sacrifice. There is a foul ball down the right field line. Cal McKay gives chase, but that falls into foul ground. Salerno delivers. Bodie thought about it, but laid off. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. A rear ball thrown by Charlie Salerno. Swing and a miss. And Charlie Salerno has faced 7 batters in relief and has thrown 22 pitches in relief. And he sets everybody down. So he's certainly giving his mates an opportunity to come back as he's held the fort as a relief pitcher. Good relief pitching in general. Porcello came in just giving up 1 run. Salerno not giving up any runs in 4 2/3 innings of relief by the Panthers staff. Hunter Folds will come back out and throw the 7th inning for the Spy Ponders as he tries to get the 3 hardest outs in baseball. But Beverly does have the hill to climb, down 3 runs with down 2 runs, with 3 outs to go here in the bottom of the 7th. And Beverly will send up their catcher and number 9 hitter, who looks like he is going to be pinched hit for by number 8, Colby McLean. And then that will bring the top of the order after that. And I think Danny Pierce may be lifted for a pinch hitter as well, as I see number 16 with a bat. And I do not have a 16 on my roster, which will make it difficult for me to tell you who it is unless I recognize him. Or maybe that was just the fence that got in the way of number 10 of Danny Pierce, and it is Danny Pierce. But we will know for sure. And number 8, Colby McLean, is stepping into the box, so we're giving him the pinch hit for Junior Bellew. Here to lead off the 7th. Colby was at 3rd base against Masconomet. Hunter Folds getting ready to deliver. Waiting for the call from the umpire, who signals time in. And the big righty winds and throws and pours a strike in on the hands for a swing and a miss from McLean. That's a ball down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goes without saying, the only thing Beverly's concerned with right here is getting base runners. That's another ball inside. Chasing 2, going to have to be a little bit more conservative on the base paths. There is a foul ball off to the right. A 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Beverly pinch hitter. Here's the delivery. Strike on the outside corner. Froze him. And Folds strikes out the pinch hitter. That brings up the 3rd baseman, Danny Pierce, who has flown out to right, has a sacrifice fly, RBI, has grounded out and struck out. And Danny, first pitch swing, hits a ball in the right center field gap, and that's going to drop. And he is going to try to go for 2, and he makes it barely underneath. An aggressive base running move. So much for me saying they need to be more conservative on the bases. But luckily, Danny had the right read on that, and he first pitch swinging, doubles with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Micah McManus. I have to think that stealing third is off the play card right now. Micah with squares to bunt, but I'm very certain that was a fake bunt to see what the third baseman was going to do. If we can run a fake bunt with the third baseman charging, then it makes it easy to steal third. But other than that, I would not think the Panthers with a lefty up are going to do that. Catcher would have a clear shot down to third base with a left-handed batter up. And Micah McManus fouls that back as the count is now 1-1. Micah represents the tying run. Folds high again. And as we've seen, there's some questions about control here with Hunter. So Beverly will need to be patient, but will need to have a quick bat because his fastball definitely has some pop on it when it's in the zone, that's for sure. And that one is again high as McManus gets the count to 3-1, a hitter's count. As the dugout says, you gotta love it, so he's gonna be zoning in on one pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman who has been having a tough day, but he corrals that, stays with it, comes up with it. And Micah is out 4-3 with Danny advancing to third base. And the Panthers are down to their last out in the way of Charlie Salerno. Folds, delivers. That ball is inside for ball one. Waiting to see if the delayed strike call might potentially go up on that. There is more action in the Spy Ponder bullpen. We'll try to get a number for you on that. I don't think it's still 4, but I'm not sure. Folds gets a high fastball by Salerno. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 1 on here in the bottom of the 7th, and the Panthers chasing 2 runs. Folds delivers. That is also inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now warming up in the bullpen for Arlington is number 1. Ronan. There's a base hit. Oh, no, there's not a base hit. There's a ball hit out towards shortstop. Needed to get over the shortstop for a hit, but the shortstop is able to corral it. For the hardest out in baseball was not hard enough for Arlington as they go through their ritual in center field with a little bit of a back flip there. So a tough day at the office for the hometown Panthers. It was a back-and-forth battle there for a little bit with Beverly scoring in the first inning to take a 1-0 lead after 1. And then Arlington scoring 2 in the second and Beverly answering it with a run to make it 2-2 after 2. But the third inning was the big one for the Spy Ponders as they opened up a 4-run lead with 4 runs in the third inning. Beverly getting 1 back in the third and 1 back in the fourth. And then Arlington plating 1 in the top of the 5th, Beverly 1 in the bottom. But that's as close as it would get, and that gives us the 7-5 final score. The best opportunity came in the 6th inning. Where Beverly had 2 runners on a crazy wild pitch that ricocheted off one of the poles in the backstop and onto the field of play, momentarily leaving home plate unoccupied. And Beverly, being a little bit greedy, tried to score from second and made the first out of the inning at the plate. And Hunter Folds, the relief pitcher, in relief of Ryan DiGregorio, who gets the win today, came in and picks up the save. Beverly scoring 5 innings in a row, but not able to put more than 1 up and not able to get the tying runs in the 6th and 7th. Quality relief appearances from Porcello, who is up, I believe, for his first cup of coffee here on the varsity level, unless there's stuff going on the road that I am unaware of. But nonetheless, quality relief pitching from him and Charlie Salerno, but was just not enough today for the Panthers as they dropped to 3-9 on the season, and Arlington evens their record at 7-7. So that's just going to about do it here from Beverly High School campus. Final score, Arlington Spy Ponders 7, Beverly Panthers 5. This is Al Visnick signing off on behalf of the BevCam Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.